What is good? What is good, everybody? It's your boy Cam, and I just want to give some of the most tragic news that happened over the weekend with our Mavericks, and I can't even process it right now. Just like it still feels like a dream, and like I just can't. It's so devastating, but it is what it is. It's a business at the end of the day for the NBA. Luka Doncic was officially traded to Los Angeles Lakers over the weekend. I still can't process that right now, but who we ended up trading for Luka and Maxi Kleber and Markieff Morris was we ended up getting Max Christie, and then we ended up getting Anthony Davis. But Luka spent 7 seasons with the Dallas Mavericks, and they did talk about him leaving the Mavericks in the future, but I didn't think it was going to happen like this year. I can't process this right now, and I'm very in shook, but I'm a little upset, but more in shook. But I feel like getting Anthony Davis will help our defense a little more, and hopefully the chemistry works out, and hopefully it just works out for AD coming to the Mavericks. Because honestly, the Mavericks have been trying to get Anthony Davis for years, but we should have traded somebody else for AD. It's just trading Luka, just like, gosh, dude. But so what happened was, anyway, I was on a work trip with my pops and everything, and we ended up having a layover. Coming back from Amarillo, which was my very first time going to West Texas. So we let like so we were like maybe like an hour away from Amarillo where we end up having our layover. So I go to bed like at 10:30. All of a sudden I see like my phone is going off. Like, okay, so it's like 12:30 in the morning, and then I get another like text like around 5:45 in the morning, but I'm still there going to sleep. But so I wake up like around 7:15 ish or 7:30. My first text from a friend of mine from college. He goes to Blend, right? He's texting me, dude. Did you hear what just happened? I'm like, no. What just happened? I'm like, and then my friend who was also a trainer from Lifetime is like, she was like telling me that Luka Doncic was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers, and I'm like, you're lying. Stop it. I'm like, this gotta be some. I thought this was like a prank, or this was like a joke. All of a suddenly, I'm scrolling online on Facebook and I see Luka was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell, man? You've got to be kidding me. We traded Luka to the Lakers? Like, how's this even possible? It's like, am I dreaming right now? It's like, this could possibly be the worst trade in NBA history if things don't work out with Anthony Davis coming to Dallas. But I've heard they're not done making moves yet. They're still trying to make some moves. Well, basically, we gotta find someone to guard, another point guard to play along with Kyrie. But we'll just have to see what happens. But I'm doing everything to trying to stay positive and everything. But I still have hope for our team, and I don't know if we're going to go to the finals this time. That may not even happen. But I will be surprised if Dallas makes another run to the finals again. But I do feel like our defensive team will be a little bit more stronger now. Now we have Anthony Davis at the 4, and then you got Daniel Gafford at the 5. But once Derek Lively comes back, I think it'll be a defense will be even stronger because after that, and then you'll have Lively being a starter at the 5, and I think PJ Washington will be at the 3, and then Clay will be at the 2. But I still think Clay might have to come off the bench because he can't handle the ball well. Like Quentin Grimes can do all that. Is either gonna be I don't know. It's gonna be interesting with how the starting five is gonna look now. Now we don't have Luka Doncic anymore, but I kind of do understand the trade, but I don't understand the trade at the same time. My problem with Luka for the past 7 or 6 years was, one, he was not in shape. Two, all he did was fuss and pout through the rest. Almost every time he didn't get a foul call. Everybody's running back on defense. He's the only one that's not running back. He's sitting there walking and pouting and crying to the rest about the foul and everything. I'm like, dude, you are the leader of the team. You the best player in the team. Everybody looks up to you. Like, I hope you don't have the same chemistry issue when you're in LA with the Lakers. But I love Luka, man, but half the time he just got on my nerves with his pouting and everything. And then they said like Luka weighed like 275 pounds. I'm like, that makes a lot of sense why he was not in shape. And he was been dealing with a bunch of injuries this past season. And the first time he hurt his calf strain was at training camp, so he missed the whole preseason. Hurt his calf strain again in November, and then hurt his calf again, like on Christmas Day against the Timberwolves. I was like, something ain't right with this dude. If he wasn't, he's probably just not in shape. I mean, they had the Mavericks gave him opportunities for him to lose weight, but obviously he didn't, and they told him he needs to be in shape. And then this frustrates me. He's the best player on the team. Everybody else is in shape, but him. And another thing, I have a problem with Luka when he was playing with us half the time was he just wouldn't pass the ball. And if y'all would look at the Houston Rockets game, the first time we met them, we played them, he was straight ball hogging in that first quarter. Just didn't want to pass the ball. It's like, and then when shots ain't going in, he starts throwing the fit. Like, grow up, dude. Like, come on, Luka. But again, he's a good dude, and he's a great player, but he just didn't want to play no damn defense. It's like that was just what it was with him. He just didn't want to play defense. And another thing I do have an issue with him, with Luka, was doing, taking bad shots in crunch time. It's like, come on, dude. Like, you're gonna have some chemistry problems in that locker room, and if you wanted to play selfish. Okay, so let's go back when they played the Denver Nuggets. I believe this was the first time we played the Denver Nuggets. We're up 2 points with 1 minute left. Luka takes a long bomb 3-point from the logo, and he doesn't make it. And I'm like, dude, Luka, stop it. You're not Trae Young. You're not Curry. You're not Damian Lillard, dude. Just move the ball around, and obviously that's what I like about Kyrie. He plays he's a team player most of the time. He moves the ball around very well, and we get good open shots. And Luka wasn't like that half the time. It was about him. In crunch time, it's about the team, not just you. But again, and I trust Klay Thompson in crunch time. I definitely trust him. But Luka, I didn't really trust him half the time because he just took bad shots. He didn't want to pass the ball when it was crunch time with like a minute left in the game. He didn't want to pass the ball. It's just that just frustrated the hell out of me. And they said that when Luka had Rick Carlisle down here, and like, I found out when I was watching this podcast today that Luka wanted Rick Carlisle out of Dallas. I just like, wow, really? That honestly kind of surprised me, and I think what happened was that Luka didn't like being told to quit pouting to the refs, and then Carlisle was holding him accountable for not like getting back on defense and everything, just whining too much, and then I think Luka just got offended by it and just got in his feelings. Just like, dude, I think JJ Redick will definitely get if he acts like the same way he's in LA. I just and I hope LeBron will work with Luka real well, but I think the Lakers made a mistake trading Anthony Davis for Luka. They made a big mistake. Well, I think I just don't think the chemistry between Luka and LeBron working. I don't see it working at all. I mean, they're going to be a decent team, but they're not going to do nothing in the playoffs. I don't see them doing anything. And now they don't have no more bigs. Like Anthony Davis said that the Lakers need another big, and what did they do? They trade him to freaking Dallas for Luka. I'm like, really, LA? I'm like, what is y'all doing? Like, really? That's crazy. I think it's a BS what the Mavericks and what the Lakers did. It's both crazy, but we'll find out who wins the trade. Well, we'll just find out. Gosh, man, it's just like I can't process this Luka being traded to LA. Someone who I was watching for like the past 7 years. I even have Luka's jersey, and then I mean I'm obviously gonna keep it for his memory. Eventually, I mean he took us to the finals last year, and then like he played so well, but well I do agree with this analyst said on ESPN that Luka was just not didn't want to play defense in Game 3 against the Boston Celtics. He was too focused on the reps, not hustling back on defense. He's just sitting there worrying about the fouls too much. It's like, come on, man. It's like, and my other thing with Lucian, my issue with him is that he slowed the game down so much, and then without Luka, they're very fast paced when Luka's not playing. I mean, I'm not saying they're better off without him. I can't say all that because we needed him to score points, but we needed defense from him half the time too. It's like, yeah, Luka just got a lot of growing up to do. It's like my thing is like that how I think LeBron and Luka are not gonna play well together. It's just like one, they Luka is a ball hog and half the time. Two, they both pout and whine. I just see stuff going downhill in the locker room between them two. Especially they both cry and whine and everything. But I mean, at least LeBron hustles back on defense, but Luka will not hustle back if he doesn't get his way. He doesn't get a foul call, and and I just want to say all this. The Matter fans, y'all need to calm down. Like y'all protesting and everything, and at the American Airlines Center, while stars are getting out of a game, like that's total bullshit. What y'all doing? Like there's other things that are bigger than basketball. I mean, I'm not sitting here and pouting because we traded Luka. It's like I'm just hoping that everything will work with Anthony Davis coming down here, and I just think I kind of feel like that's kind of a good move to get AD come to Dallas. I think why we end up had to get Anthony Davis because Derek Lively is hurt. He's out for like 2 to 3 months. And if Luka wasn't hurt so much and he was in shape, this trade would never happened. I'm just being straight up truthful. Like, this will never not happen if Lively didn't get injured. He wasn't going to be out for this long. And Luka was always in shape. And then he just wasn't hurt so much. It just frustrates me. He's the best player on our team. Was the best player on our team. And he's not in shape. It's like, come on, man. But I'm definitely going to miss Luka playing with us for the past 7 seasons. It's just, gosh, I can't process this right now. I just can't. So, the Mavericks do play the Los Angeles Lakers at LA at the end of February. And April 9th will be Luka's return to Dallas for the first time since he's been traded. And honestly, that's gonna be too depressing to watch. Unless we're starting to win more games. And I don't even want to go to that game in person because like that tribute of Luka is gonna be very emotional for me and for everybody. Like shit, I almost teared up that Sunday morning when I found out Luka was traded, even though he got on my nerves after the time with and he was that kind of a headache, but not like Jimmy Butler headache. It's like gosh man, he's done a lot for us, man. He has. It's just obviously we thought he'll have a future with us, but turns out he didn't. But well, I do wish him the best, and hopefully he plays well in the Lakers. But I expect him to show up against us. He's gonna drop like at least 30 or more points on us when he comes to Dallas. It's like the Klay Thompson tribute. Like he spent in Golden State for 13 and 14 years, and that was an emotional tribute for Klay after he won 4 rings with the Golden State Warriors. It's like that's what it kind of feels like. But this one, I think, will be more and more emotional for me and all the Maverick fans. It's just like someone was here for 7 years, and I was a big fan of him for the past 7 years. And Luka was actually supposed to go to Atlanta Hawks. He was supposed to be drafted by Atlanta, and we ended up trading Trae Young to Atlanta for Luka. So I can't say who wanted to trade and everything. At least Trae Young, he took him to the conference finals, but he hasn't been to the NBA finals yet. And that's another breaking news is that De'Aaron Fox was officially traded to the San Antonio Spurs yesterday, which is, I think that would be a big help for Victor Wembanyama. And I think the Spurs are making the playoffs. They're definitely making the playoffs this year. They're going to make it. And I see them being like just a first round playoff team because they're still young. And now that another trade happens that Zach LaVine was traded to the Sacramento Kings. And now he's back reunited with DeMar DeRozan. So the Spurs end up losing Zach Collins and Trey Jones to the Bulls. Yeah. And now they're talking about KD might be getting traded and he might go back to the Warriors, but I don't know. KD's been on so many different teams in the past couple of years, but I think KD is about to retire the next 3 or 2 more years from now. And his time's coming pretty soon. It's really, really crazy with all these trades going on right now. But I just hope everything works out with Anthony Davis coming to Dallas. And listen, Luka, man. He will always be a Maverick, no matter who team he plays for in the future. But, well, that concludes my podcast for today. And I will see you on the next one, and hopefully everything will turn out going well for us.